Okay, the last part of the visual processing until you hand in where there's what you need to hand in are a bunch of files, and I'm just going to explain why or how we get there. So you need to, in your final document, your Photoshop document, use at least 3 different adjustment layers. You may have many more, and but you don't have to use all of these, but we are adjusting the curves and levels to all of them. Then everything else is a little bit of gravy on top of them. So I'll show you what one file looks like. This is where I ended up thus far with this one, which definitely isn't finished, but I, within each artboard, have my original, let's take all the color fills off. I have my levels for each of them, and I also have, I've tried some different things on top of them. I'm going to do it to this one here, so that just so you can see what's going on. So let's just say, let's go with this one. I want to try, what's the next one is exposure. Let's try exposure, vibrance, hue, saturation. First I'll just try exposure, and I'm going to start at the top of this, go to layer, new adjustment layer, and this is going to be exposure. Say OK, and double click that, and onto your properties panel, you'll be able to say whether you want that to be like a higher, lower exposure, offset, gamma. And I don't think I want any of that, so I'm going to just kind of, I don't think I'm going to be able to use that in my next one, so I'm going to try the next one down, which is vibrance. Maybe I need some vibrance here, so I'm going to try this. So vibrance for that. What's going on with that? Is this kind of, you can see that there's a kind of a yellowy thing going on there. It takes away some of the saturation, although this is the saturation. This is very saturated. Maybe I would be needing that in the long run to have it feel like it's matching this one. I'm going to keep that for right now. I'm going to also go to here, layer, new adjustment layer, vibrance as well, and try that one. So do I want that to be a little more yellow? Maybe I only want some of the yellow in this building to come out, so it kind of pops out and becomes part of the rest of this. Saturation, a little bit, that's a little high. But since I've done some vibrance to the others, I might as well do another adjustment layer. I can also get a new adjustment layer here. And what's my vibrance? I think I need to tone that down a little bit and take this up a little bit. Then I'm bringing out some yellows in each of these. Lastly, not lastly, but try all of these. What has happened here is that there are also, these are fill layers. So how you get those are select it, go to, go to, undo. Solid color, and choose your color. Okay, let's say it's going to be this color. That's not going to work there. It's not going to work here or here, but it will work if I use some of these blend modes. So this is, I'm just kind of cycling through these here now, and I don't know if I want any of them, but let's say usually the one that's going to work the best, that lets all the values and colors below show through, is multiply. But maybe that doesn't need to be at such a high opacity. Then I'm getting somewhere. I kind of like that. I would like to bring out some yellow here in this one. I need a new adjustment layer for my color balance. So I'm going to try to see if I can bring this yellow, like some midtones, bring a little bit more yellow. Yeah, maybe. And nope, no, I'm gonna let that stay like that. And I might be connecting these up, although I don't think I'm doing a very good job on this one. You want to connect your images visually, and that visual will also help you kind of create like an overall, oh, this is what this means, or this is the story I've created. I want to actually come in here and I want to darken this tree a little bit. So I would like to come in with my burn tool, which is strengthen. I actually had a hard time trying to find that earlier, so I'll come back to that. But lastly, for this, here is one scenario which I already have open, and it hasn't gotten there yet. This works a little bit. I'd like to bring this out and be a little bit darker here, so these read as trees and not orange trees, in which case I kind of need to make a mask. I have done this on a different one where here is a series non-traditional and final high res. So here they are. This is like a non-traditional kind of obviously altering everything. The individual images are copied and pasted onto a new artboard, and this layer here below it has to be on a separate layer so that it can maybe change. Maybe I want to figure out what other color works better there. So I could also take like the lightness down and make that a little bit darker, and maybe I like that better so it pops out a lot of these colors. Something that's kind of unifying this obviously is the color, and then there are just kind of some shapes that are popping in and out and are in some of the same in each of the images. So you're going to end up with something that looks like this for all of them. So you need to have shown experimentation with all of these layers here. That's what we want to see, and we want to see so those layers. So you end up handing in this Photoshop document, then they have to become put onto another JPEG. So that's in the next video.